Hi everybody, Joe Cuhaj here, author of the Falcon Guide, Best Dog Hikes, Alabama. On this video, we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the basic gear you need to consider bringing with you when you go hiking with your dog. Just keep in mind that these are just suggestions about some gear you might want to consider bringing with you during your hike. Every dog is different, every hike is different, so it's up to you and your preferences, and of course your dog's own preference, about what you bring with you. Okay, so let's get started with a question. What's the number one piece of gear that you should carry with you when you're hiking with your dog? The answer? Poop bags. That's right. Yeah, now you would think that it would be natural that when a dog does their business out there in the woods, it's good for the environment. You know, it will degrade and help the plants. Well, that's wrong. Dogs don't eat berries, plants, things like that like other wild animals do. Their diet consists of pet foods that have more than natural ingredients in them. And of course, they have byproducts, and they do eat people food as well. Nutrients from the pet waste throws the balance of an ecosystem out of whack. And of course, who wants to step in it when you're hiking, right? So, you have two options. A, bring those poop bags. Pick up the waste, tie it tightly, you might want to even double bag it, and then pack it out with you, disposing of it when you get off the trail. The alternative is to use the leave no trace trick that people use. Walk at least 200 feet, that's about 70 steps off the trail. Dig a 6 to 8 inch deep hole and bury it. Be sure to keep it away from water sources. That excrement can cause algae to bloom, clouding streams and creeks, and allow invasive plants to grow. It's important not to forget your water and feed bowls with you when you go on a hike with your dog. And of course, there are many types, and what you choose is completely up to you. There are collapsible cloth type, rubber collapsibles, water bottles with bowls on top where you can squeeze water into it. You name it, the choice is yours. But be sure before you leave and hit the trail, try them out and make sure that your dog will eat and drink from them. Many times they won't like the smell of the rubber or whatever material it's made of, or it's uncomfortable to get their nose in it. So try it out before you hit the trail so you have no issues later on. Some hikers laugh at other hikers who put boots on their dogs for hiking. But let me tell you, there is a place for the boots. Gravel trails, for example, can hurt their paws. There might be a path with burrs and thorns that stick them. Snow and ice can pack into their paws. There's a lot of different reasons. And when it comes to boots, there are plenty of options online. Again, it's your preference. The general rule for measuring is to have your dog stand on a piece of paper. Have them stand up as straight as you can. Draw a line on both sides of their paw at the widest part. Then measure the distance between the marks. Do this for all 4 feet, and that will tell you the size to buy. Go with the widest width you've measured. Believe it or not, dogs love to have a job. So the best thing to do is give them one while they're on the trail by outfitting them with a pack and let them carry some of their own gear. Some snacks maybe, their dog food, maybe a bottle of water. Keep the weight light, don't overdo it, and make sure the pack stays centered on their back. To fit a pack on your dog, measure the circumference of their chest. Most brands will list the chest size on the label. Then bring Fido to the store and try a couple out. No matter how long your hike is, you should always carry a basic first aid kit for yourself and your dog. Now most, but not all, of the contents of that first aid kit can be used on both you and your dog. You can buy these pre-made, of course, but the best thing to do is make your own. Now I've always found that the pre-packaged ones always include things that I'll never use. I've provided a first aid kit essentials checklist that you can download from my website, joecuhaj.com. That's spelled C-U-H-A-J. Just click on the Free for the Taking link on the home page and you'll find it there. The list also includes a basic day hiking checklist for both you and your dog. When you pack up and get ready for that hike with your dog, don't forget the leash, collar, and their tags. You should carry a sturdy cloth 6-foot leash with you at all times. Your dog should always wear a collar, primarily to hold its tags, its rabies tags, and its identification tags. You should really consider using a harness when you're hiking in the woods or even taking your dog out for a stroll around the neighborhood. There are very thin bones in your dog's throat, and the pulling on the collar with the leash can severely damage that bone. There are many types of harnesses available. Just head to your favorite pet store, pick one out, and see if it works for both you and your dog. Now, some of you are going to get mad when I say this, but most trainers and vets will tell you the same thing. They all agree, and even most land managers will tell you the same thing. They have rules about this. Do not use retractable leashes out on the trail. Your dog is basically out of control when they are 10 to 15 feet away from you. There's just no way that you can protect them from wildlife, dangerous situations, or from causing an accident with a mountain bike or a hiker coming the other direction. And those are just a few of the basic items you might want to consider bringing with you next time you go hiking with your dog. Once again, you can find a complete list of these items and the first aid kit list on my website, joecuhaj.com.